Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to today's Proverbs with Paul on this Friday afternoon. And the sun truly has made up his mind, and the sun is shining and it's bright and warm. What a wonderful Friday leading up to Christmas. Proverbs chapter 20 and verse 25. It is a trap for a person to say carelessly, "It is holy," and after the vows to make inquiry. Behind this is this uncertainty and questioning. When you dedicate something to the Lord, and so it's given over to God, and then you question whether or not what you've given over to God is actually what you want to give over to God, it becomes a problem as far as God is concerned. Because if you've given something over to God, it belongs to God. So to dedicate or to say something is holy, it's the reality of the provision that you've made for God. And when you question what you've given to God, it offends God greatly. And so it says it's a trap. So it says if you carelessly give something over to God, meaning I make a pledge, but you actually do it in haste, or you don't think about what you're going to be doing, and then you don't give what you said you would give, that's a problem to God, because once you gave it over to God, it became God's. Therefore, you can't take it back because it belongs to God, because you gave it over. And so we mustn't carelessly give over to God, because it will become a snare. And the idea of snare is an invitation to do something that you haven't really thought about, and therefore have made an error of judgment within yourself. We mustn't be those who question ourselves after the event. We have to be wise and ask the questions before we decide. Because while we are in possession of anything, it belongs to us. And we consider the possibility of giving it to God, and then we decide. But having decided, we can't take it back. But many people who have become Christians have surrendered their lives to God, and yet they take it back. They take it back in so many ways, but primarily they take it back on the basis that they don't want to do that anymore. They promise themselves to God to be holy, to be committed, to be dedicated, to fulfill God's kingdom come and God's will be done. But when it comes to the choice of choosing God's will over their will, they choose their will all over again. Brothers and sisters, it's a very foolish person who makes a rash decision to give their lives to God, only then to take it back. We must think before we decide. Once we've decided, it belongs to God. Thank you for joining me. Be blessed. Have a great day, a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.